Hi there. I wanted to make a video because something's been on my mind for a couple of months. I haven't made a video in about 3 months, but I want to read a scripture out of Proverbs chapter 6, verses 10 and 11. It says, "A little slumber, a little sleep, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come upon thee suddenly, and thy want as an armed man." Now, folks, think about that. We're seeing so many homeless people asking us for help. And in the Bible, Paul said to remember the poor. And we know that's good, but are we qualifying these people to see if they're poor or if they're in the boat they're in because they've been lazy and they don't like to work? A lot of people are lazy and they don't like to work. They don't like to give that job time and deal with the people and deal with the necessities of the tasks on that job. They're lazy. They're out of order. And the scripture says that if you don't like to work, Paul said, if any man will not work, he shall not eat. He should not eat. And remembering the poor were people that were truly poor, like the early Christians that were persecuted, and many times they were denied jobs if they found out they were Christians, or they were terminated from jobs once people found out they were Christians. There was persecution on the early church, and many of them, poverty came upon them, but not because they folded their hands to sleep, not because they were lazy or didn't want to work, but they couldn't work because they were hated so much because they were Christians. So I want to just convey a concept here. The next time you see a homeless person, don't give them, you don't even have to feed them. Well, I'm just going to go get them food. That's what I used to say. That way I know it's not going on drugs or drinking. I'll go buy them food, but don't even do that. There comes a time when, you have to have a conversation with them to say, you need to get a job if it's safe. Don't say that to somebody that's unstable, because many of the homeless are mean and they're combative, and you can't talk sense. They just want that money of yours and they feel that they're entitled to that handout. But there's an old saying that says, fish for a man and he eats for a day. Teach a man how to fish and he eats for a lifetime. Don't forget that perspective about dealing with the homeless. You are not obligated to help them. The Bible does not teach that. It actually teaches to qualify them and to contrawise hold back that blessing, because let me tell you what you're going to do. If you feed them or you give them money, you're just going to make enablers out of them. And they're going to keep scamming people, going up to people. And if somebody doesn't have money to give them, they could cuss them out or get hateful. So the problem is growing in America. People are on the streets. People are poor. But folks, in a lot of cases, the reason is because they don't like to work. So pray about it and be led of the Spirit. So you're not throwing your money down a rat hole to somebody that is only using you for a handout and has no intents and purposes of living for Jesus or getting a job and doing it the biblical way. I'm Evangelist Tony Pascal. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast. But don't forget the most important thing. Jesus is Lord.